being vulnerable and asking for help and taking care of ourselves is not a weakness. And I learned that. And for any of you doctors, nurses, teachers, police people, etc., 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 uh, take it from me. I am not a psychologist. I am not a counselor. I decided to stay like a physician, and I want to do that because I want to show that I can be, and all of us, we can be servant leaders, and we can keep serving our communities and the people that we love, and be able to be healthy and happy. We don't need to select between one or the other. That's not fair, and that's not
Right.
needed. We can
Hmm.
have a complete cake and we can have the cherry. What we need to do is to start learning, yes, learning how to do it. And the best way to start is to be self-aware, to recognize that we have a gap, that we are not happy with what we are living or what is happening to us or around us. And after that, to have the courage to go and ask for help. And I mentioned the word courage because it's not a weakness. Weak people will not ask for help. Weak people will not be able to go in deep and search about their own feelings, and be uncomfortable. Feeling uncomfortable and asking for help demonstrate how strong you are and how much you want to succeed in life and how much you want to fix what is happening. So don't feel afraid to
Hmm.
feeling, and don't feel afraid of asking for help. Actually go for it, because what will happen at the other side of the fear and at the other side of the discomfort will be wonderful. It's just one step extra to go. And I hope you jump to this next step with us today, and you empathize with this. You are not weak, and people like me, and like many others, we are trying so hard to show this to others, so we don't have more sadness, but what we have is stories of hope. Hope you take it.
Yeah, I love that. And my background is special education, and I worked in a psychiatric day treatment center at one time with actually young children, like kindergarten through fifth grade, and they were pushed to the point of being quite violent by the time we got them. So, that's a whole other scenario in school systems. Anyways, so we had a thing when if we kind of started to like engage on almost a personal level with a child, and they were being violent, our staff would watch and then step in as needed. And we had a little code word amongst the staff, and it was called Q-tip, and it meant quit taking it personally. And so when ego kind of takes over, because ego's there to protect, when we'd hear Q-tip, we could just say thank you to our egos, and then boom, just walk away, let go of the situation, and the next staff member would be there for us. And I just really appreciated how our team got that figured out. And another story is when I was training to get my specific learning disabilities license, we set up a whole school, and we were told you have to come up with a behavior, plan. And, it's like, really? Okay. So our behavior plan, my team's behavior plan was catch them being good. Catch what is working and what they are doing well. And our kids like really thrived on that. And so as I'm listening to the show and thinking about like how feelings and emotions come up, and our feelings and emotions can really grab a hold of us and stop us in our tracks. I lost my father to suicide when I was in high school. So my father was an army vet. Anyways, so emotions really have a lot of power. And so one of the things you can do with emotions is when they come up, take a look at them, ask questions of, where you're finding them in your body, how they're feeling, where they might be coming from. And then you can let them go by, my background's ballet. So opening your arms up like real wide, like a ballerina, right? Both arms, and just allow them to pass through you. You don't have to hang on to them. it's important to own them and figure out where they're coming from. But sometimes you don't have the ability, and it's just too much. So you can just let them go, revisit them later even. So that's one little tip I have. Another one is to go to the back of your heart. So when you put your hand over your heart, and you just think about your heart and going to the very back of your heart, and then breathe and honor the emotion that's there, recognize where it's coming from, and whether it's yours or someone else's. That one is like super key. And then again, like I described, you open your arms really wide like the ballerina, and you just allow them to pass through. And another one that Terry and I talk about a lot is emotions. We'll run emotions over on the right side of our brain. It's almost like a movie player. And the thing is, we're running emotions without any logic. And so to get the logic from the left brain over to the right brain, this is what I used to teach kids, is my hand is my helper. And I use that for myself as well. Because when you put there's a lot of electricity. The most electricity is this finger. Why do you think we that's powerful finger. Anyway, so technically it's this finger and your thumb, but it's easier to remember my hand is my helper. But that will bring the logic over to those pictures, those emotional pictures that you're running. And it just slows you down like crazy. And even putting your hand on your abdomen will just bring everything down for you. And when I was talking about the hand on the heart one, just putting your hand on your heart and going to the back of your heart immediately lowers those stressful shoulders. So there's some tiny little things that you can do at work, no matter how busy you are, hand over the forehead or hand on your heart, and it will change so much for you.
And Linda, I love what you are saying, and I was the type of person that will do absolutely zero, like zero. I will, if you will tell me all these things a couple of years ago, I will absolutely ignore you. I am being many, and I'm saying this loud because I know that a lot of other people will be thinking or maybe thought about this before, right? It's like, what's
Right?
the science behind this, right? A physician will be like, oh my God, this is, this is not back on science, or I don't have hope for these things, or etc. But and why I'm sharing this comment, because when I started to write the book, I got very surprised, and one of my most difficult chapters actually was on spirituality, and I felt that I have to write about it. Even I consider myself someone that is fighting with the idea of God and spirituality all the time, right? They have this love-hate relationship. So I actually start talking with different people, trying to understand and trying to be unbiased, and I started reading and learning, and I learned about mindfulness and spirituality and many other things, right? Positive intelligence techniques and etc. And the things that you guys are sharing. And what is very interesting is that there is some type of science, and there are studies behind those things backing up these techniques, which is number one, I believe is important. So it's not just, something magical happening. But
Right?
also is not everything needs to fit you. And I use that idea in the book, and I believe that that's what we are trying to share with you guys here. The fact that you may not do yoga or meditation because it doesn't fit you, right? But for you, exercising is great, or painting, or doing music like Ashok. Ashok is super artistic, he's amazing, right? Or writing a book that I use for my therapy. My book was my psychotherapy, right? Journey. So anything that fits you and that fits your lifestyle and that you will believe on will be helpful. You don't need to just follow everything that everybody is telling you. You need to be open-minded enough to try to find out where do you belong, and help yourself
Yeah.
with that type of technique, and that's it. You don't need to do 10 different things. You don't need to believe on 10 different things. Just trust one, follow it, and help yourself and help the people that is around you, because that will change your
Yeah.
quality of life tremendously. And the second thing that I want to
Yeah.
say is, do not expect magic to happen from one day to the other. That will not be like that. So I just want to manage expectations, right? Because yes, at the moment that you take a deep breath, yes, believe me, I feel much better. It's like the times that I get my chocolate and I do my mindfulness, like eating chocolate, really make me feel oh, excellent.
Get
But
your
that
magnesium.
and the serotonin and everything that is inside. But this will not last forever, and this will not disappear. The situations that are around you or the problems that you are facing. These are just techniques that help you to kind of reset and to be able to continue with your day and take better decisions and to in some way build the strength and develop the growth that you need for the next challenge. So this is like going to the gym, the same way that you get better muscles and you get stronger when you exercise your muscles, right? You exercise your feelings, you exercise your soul, you exercise your emotions.
Yeah.
And if you are caring with your body, your physical body, I believe that we need to be very caring, like also with our emotional body, because that's the one that allow us to function and interact with others and to achieve our dreams and to achieve our well-being.
Absolutely. Yes. And spirituality isn't even a whoops, Terry. It's not muted. Spirituality doesn't even mean that you have a God. Yeah, so religion is about having gods and deities. So spirituality is about our how connected we all are, even when we're not here in a physical body. So I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that perspective. And with some of the stuff, and I don't know if doctors believe in kinesiology and muscle testing or lie detector tests. You can see the difference even with those tools.
Yeah, and I believe that we need to be humble in medicine and in any other career, right? We need to be humble and um, understand that there is not just one way to do things, right? And be
Yeah.
cultural aware also, right? Because we may have people from different countries and different cultures
Okay.
that heal in different ways. We cannot dismiss acupuncture, for example, or we cannot dismiss yoga, right? In the case of the Indian cultures, uh, we need to understand that there are other ways to do things and we can explore them and and be curious about them. We can find something that fits us better, if that's how we feel. Doesn't matter. This is not a question that what is better, is what is better for you, and just go for it. Yes, we are not forcing anybody to do something. We are just letting you know there are ways to do it. There are many ways to do it, and the result will be wonderful. Doesn't matter what you do, something good will happen to you. You will have a wonderful life after that.